fact families. You don't have to call these fact families. You'll never be tested on the vocabulary of fact families. But understand that as of right now, we're going to learn a new strategy later on. I think 920 or 950, depending on which class you take. Um, how we would actually solve for missing values in equations like this that we're going to see. But for now, we're going to use fact families, okay? So if you had two values that added to each other, again, A, B, and C would be numbers. Doesn't matter what numbers you're looking at, right? So let me use some values to demonstrate this. I'll try to make them slightly easy, right? So let's say B, let's say is, I don't know, 5, and C is 1, right? 5 plus 1 is 6, and we know that. That's a fact. It's irrefutable, mathematically speaking. So I would say, okay, if I wanted a fact family for this, 6 is A, 5 is B, and C is 1. So I'd say, look, I could rewrite this if I wanted to as 6 minus 5 equals 1. That's another fact based on these three values. Or if I wanted to, I could say 6, that's A, minus the C value, 1. That also is 5. Okay, so the B value is 5. See that, how it relates with the 6 and the 1? Whether we're using addition or subtraction. And yeah, you could say, well, you could use the commutative property here and say, well, 1 plus 5 is 6. Okay, and that can be part of your fact family if you feel like that helps you. Okay, but just understand that what's going to happen here is they're going to say, I should see if this can work. Oh, there we go. Fill in this blank right here. All right. Now, if we're looking at subtraction, well, even addition, I guess, it's important, and this is where it's also important to have some of those basic addition and subtraction facts down, all right? Because if we had a blank right here, then we'd have to know that 5 plus 1 is 6, okay? I feel like I'm dwelling on this too long, which I also feel like is causing more problems. Let's look at some examples. All right. Well, I guess this will take some analysis with even with the fact families, right? So I'd look at this problem right here. 50 equals 98 minus something. It kind of reflects either this one or this one, right? So it's just the C is reversed. So it would have, like you could say, well, it's 98 minus something equals 50, like this. All right. Now, see, if we can just get these numbers on the same side, like I was talking about, the 98 and the 50, then we can operate directly instead of having to think, well, what number is it right here? And yeah, some of you may know that number pretty quick, and that's okay too. But I can see if I have this, I can change it to this one, meaning that 98 minus something is the same as 98 minus 50 equals that same blank space right there. So then this becomes 98 minus 50, which we can do because we've done some subtraction already. So 8 minus 0 is 8. 9 minus 5 is 4. So the blank, in the blank, I would type in a 48 right there. So 98 minus 48 is 50. Okay, and that, again, that's using this fact family stuff. So I'm going to do the same thing on this next one. All right, so I look, and I see I got a subtraction problem, so I'm on either this one or this one. A minus B equals C, or A minus C equals B. And I got something minus 29 equals 65, right? Something right here. But I need these two numbers, the 29 and 65, on the same side. So let's see, it kind of reflects this one, which means I'm going to change it to this one. Or I can make this 29 plus the 65 is going to equal the blank. So we do 29 plus 65. 9 plus 5 is 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 plus 6. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 6 is 9. So that's 94. In both cases, right? So that creates a two-part fact family, which is all we really needed. And if you're not sure, right, I'm kind of doing this by analysis. If you're like, I just don't know which one to do, you could do all three until you see which one works. We'll do that on the next one. Okay, let's say that on this next one, 36 plus something equals 68. Let me get rid of this stuff so we have some space to work with. All right, so this is the fact that we have 36 plus something equals 68. So that would be the top fact. So I'm going to write both of the other facts and see which one helps us out the most. So that would be 36 minus something. Oh, no, that's it's backwards. I apologize. It was written backwards. So the 68 then, that's the A value. We could take that 68 and subtract the B value, which is a blank right now, equals 36. This one doesn't help us either because the values aren't on the same side. We're not operating directly. But the other subtraction would be 68 minus the 36 equals the blank. Yeah, see, this one helps us because I can do 68 minus 36 directly, right? So I do 68 minus 36. 8 minus 6 is 2. 6 minus 3 is 3, and I get 32 here. Have to on this one anyways. Yeah, so that's good. That's good. Yeah, so 54 minus something equals 31, right? So we could say, okay, 54 minus, well, no, I guess maybe we won't have to use addition. This one becomes another subtraction problem. And let me show you the addition, how this would work, right? So the 31 here is acting kind of like the C. So you'd have 31. The 54, no, I guess it's kind of like the A right here. So it'd be like 54 equals something plus 31. So just the way that I have this written out with the addition, see that this doesn't work right here because the unknown is between the values. I'm not operating directly with the 54 and 31, but with this green subtraction right here, I do. So then I take 54 minus 31, 4 minus 1 is 3, 5 minus 3 is 2, 23. So one of the things I guess I'm struggling with here is I would probably rewrite this as 31 equals 54 minus blank, just so it has more reflection on, well, I guess, no, that one doesn't reflect very well either. Yeah, this one may take some trial and error before you really understand which one is which. Now, before you get fully discouraged on this, and I don't want you to get discouraged at all, right? If you make mistakes and learn from them, we can make some good progress. But there's other principles that we're going to learn in math, maybe not in this class, but in other classes that will help you solve these without having to think about the fact families. If you were wondering, 128 on that last one. So just from the fact families, this last one, it takes on this top bar right here. In fact, it's kind of exact, right? A plus equals B plus C, like this, right? It's the B value that we don't know. So we could rewrite it. The next one down would be A minus B. So that's 96 minus blank equals 32. This one doesn't help us, but because the 96 and 32 are not directly being operated on either. So we're going to go to this last fact, and that'd be A, which is 96, minus the C value, which was 32, equals the blank. And yeah, that's one we can do. Oh, I did that. See what's wrong? See, when I do it in my head, I do it incorrect right there. 96 minus 32, which is 4 and 64, it looks like. Yeah, so I'm glad we went over that one because the answer is not 128. Let me get rid of that garbage. Yeah, that's because I did it wrong. I do apologize. You'll see that more than once, I promise. Me make a mistake. So thanks for your patience. And yeah, if I do make a mistake, just like you noticed, then yeah, please point that out, and I'm happy to fix that stuff. So thank you. Instead of using fact families, you could say I'm going to use guess and test on this stuff, right? So something minus 29 has to equal 65. And you could say, well, like 100 minus 29, what does that equal? And that would give you 71. Okay, so I need to go down more, right? So if you learn how to adjust this number based on guess and test method, you can still find the answer. Is it more convenient? I don't know. That's something that I guess with experience you would find out.